Everything I used to say was always confused with those wrong ideas. I can't become this thing that I doubt if I don't have enough strength to be standing.
That's a really great question. Thanks for that random improvised question. When John and I do our thing, I kind of riff when I'm laying down vocal ideas, and oftentimes some kind of a theme will emerge. And then once a theme happens, then I just kind of repeat it. That becomes the hook. So, do you care? Do you really care? Even care? Do you even really care anymore? Do you really even care? Anyways, whatever it is, I came up with it in the moment. It just kind of fell into my head, and I just said it. So
I think you said half of that in the song, and then we just elaborated on it for the title, because most of the titles come that way, and the hooks just kind of grabbing onto something.
Yeah. It's just like, it was like a passing phrase, that ended the whatever, and then we were just like, okay, good enough.
But it also kind of summed up the perfect place and title for where we're at. So like everybody's going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
Do we even need to do this?
I know. Yeah, no, it's totally true. I think many of the, at least like the singly type of stuff that we come up with generally has some kind of a zeitgeist vibe to it, because it kind of comes from a subconscious place anyways. So it's kind of like what's been bubbling. So yeah, it ends up working out quite well. It was pretty easy. It's harder to, once we're there, it's pretty much the same vibe. So it actually wasn't that difficult, I don't think, other than just finding the time, making sure that we felt safe and all that stuff. But once we were actually creating, it was pretty easy.
I guess that was the thing. We do always work together in person. So just to, rolling the dice that we're safe enough to be together. And then, I don't know if circumstances led to the sort of deeper sound, or that's just where we were going. But I feel like, we clicked into something kind of next level. So whether or not COVID had something to do with that, I suppose on some levels, but that's how we did it. And once we kind of get the ball rolling, we just kind of run with it for as long as we can. So. Well, I feel like you always got a lot going on. I have a little going on here and there. And we did have a little handful of gigs back in September, October. And now we're kind of possibly waiting for the spring. But we're always up for a good time, right? So.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to pass the touring test. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I guess we have some tentative things in the future. Probably things that are being lightly looked at by people, that they're waiting.
Lightly look at things.
Yeah, because it's like you can't these days. It's just so tough, So I think, booking agent wise, I think they're like, well, here's some potential opportunities, but I'm not going to tell you about them until we know for certain what's going on. So I think that there's definitely the intention of wanting to tour, the intention of playing some gigs and supporting, but hard to say these days.
Yeah. We're always up for something interesting, something fun. So it kind of comes in waves. I feel like sometimes we're doing loads of things, and then other times we're just kind of doing our own other things. So anyway, anybody watching, we'll be back playing a lot at some point.
We'll be back.
Yeah. I feel like we're kind of doing it already. We always have possibilities to loop in a lot of people, and I feel like this is kind of like our thing. It's that kind of like don't meet your heroes thing,
right.
But I think between the both of us, we know so many people that some people have helped us out here and there. They're in the album credits, and then me, I'm easy. I'm a hermit. What do you think, Reggie? Anybody we haven't tapped into the?
I mean, we've worked with everybody we've ever wanted to work with, so there's not really anybody left. Anybody left is dead. I mean, if the right situation comes up, I mean, I could imagine, I remember I've had some friends go like, hey, how do I want to do a remix, or something like that. I think that that's one thing that we haven't tried, like collectively, like together. We haven't, like, someone hasn't said, hey, would you guys like to do a remix? And then we do a remix together.
Oh, we have.
What?
For a circus company.
Circus company.
Anyway, it was a little while ago, but yeah, we do some remixes here.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a real track. I'm talking about like someone who's got a track that's out. That's like, people are like, oh, I love this track, and they're like, can we get a remix? And they're like, sure, we'll do a fresh whatever. Like, I don't think we've done that, in that way. But that's the only thing I can think of, because I think anybody else, unless something comes along and it just seems like or if there's a mashup between like Wajatta and some other, Plaid Hada or something like that, but I think something will come along if it needs to, but I don't think there's anything pressing that we're like, we need to work with this out.
I think that was the next idea right there, Plaid Hada. I'll talk to the guys.
Plaid Hada will be great, yeah. Or was it Row Bag Hada?
Also a possibility.
Yeah, totally.